So today I wanted to talk a little bit about credit and support within online creation. And this isn't something that's unique to the music community. I am a big beauty YouTube fan, and about 6 months ago there was this whole scandal about who created or at least popularized the following other people's makeup tutorials tag thing. And the reality is, even within that, despite the fact that maybe they were crediting the wrong person with creating it, every single creator that did it was crediting the person they thought created it or at least popularized it, and they were linking the content of the people whose tutorials they were using. And that's a huge thing. They're still picking tutorials from some of their favorite creators and they're using them for their own content, but still creating with them. It's a collaboration at that point, and they're still crediting everyone and everything like that. And I could stand here and lecture you for hours about how important credit is, but I'm not gonna do that. What I wanna do is actually break down 52 Weeks and just show you how many people and how much inspiration I drew from the outside world, just to show you how important crediting other people can be in what is essentially a solo project with a bunch of composers. So 52 Weeks can't really exist without the 365. The 365 was initially inspired by Fifi O'Hara. Fifi O'Hara is a drag queen, and her biggest project that I've seen was this amazing Instagram series of 365 photos of these amazing makeup looks. And looking at that, I wanted to do something similar but for music. And I was thinking, I'll just go through the standard rep. And as that progressed, I realized that I had a lot of composer friends, and I was also thinking about a couple other YouTube projects or online projects. One of them is Ju-On Park's 100 Strange Sounds, and the other one is Olivia Yeager's 15-second harp. I didn't really want to do something similar to that, but it was still a crowdsourced open call with a lot of creation, and Ju-On's is his own music, in fact. So that was something that I didn't really take into inspiration, but it was still something where he did something every day for 100 days. So then, about halfway through the 365, I realized that I kind of needed to follow this up with something, and this was something I really enjoyed. I was at a dinner party with a couple of my friends, and I was talking to my friend Will, and we were talking about what I wanted to do next and how I wanted to focus on the composer collaboration, and through discussing it with him, we came up with the basic idea of a week-long collaboration project. And we kind of fleshed out some of the ideas, and then I brought it to other people. Sean William Calhoun was a big influence of fleshing it out. Ralph Lewis was as well. Emily Mihai as well. Like, all of these people that were in my life that were around that I could bounce ideas off of. My parents as well. There were so many people that were kind of giving me ideas and giving me ways to streamline this. When I was writing the call for scores, I crowdsourced information about what composers wanted to see from call for scores. I posted on Facebook, and a lot of my composer friends responded saying what they liked to see, what they didn't like to see. And through that, I was able to write a better call for scores. I also sent it to Sean to edit because I wanted a composer's view of what I was writing. So I always want this to be for the composers. It's not just me playing in my apartment, though that is essentially what you're seeing, but there's so much more work and interest in supporting composers that I wanted to make sure that there were composers having input. I also asked my friend Chris Lordy if he would help me with some of the max patches so that I could make sure I could do live electronics. And in thinking about how the workshop was going to work, I drew influence from the Splice Institute. Those of you who don't know what Splice is, it's a week-long summer festival in Michigan run by these amazing electroacoustic musicians. And one of the main focuses of the festival is direct collaboration between performer and composer. Truthfully, any of you that have experienced the 52 Weeks model have experienced the Splice model as well, because I ripped it, and I will not deny that. I used the same system that they basically set up last year and the past years to figure out a way to create an effective week-long model, because how else was I supposed to figure that out? I needed it to work immediately, and I knew that the splice model did, so of course I'm going to use something that worked. That being said, I didn't come up with that, Splice did, and I am really grateful that they did some of the trial and error for me. Through the project, I've had to rely on a lot of people to help me figure out how to do this. Mental support from my friends and my family and everything like that. And Emily filmed one of these videos. The week where I was at Splice this year, unfortunately the composer got sick, and Carter Rice immediately swooped in and helped me and saved me and gave me a piece, basically. And without that, I don't know what I would have done because I had no backup plan. So many little things that people have done, supporting the project, sharing the project. My Facebook friends have been incredible about engaging with the project and everything like that. And when I got demonetized, there were so many people that were literally just playing my videos in the background to help me get my watch time up. My best friend Susan has been watching them at work on occasion. My parents do it. My friend Alex has also even suggested that I write a program to game the system, which I really appreciate, but it's not gonna happen. But there's so many people that even just through little gestures of sharing videos have helped this project grow. And I think that's the biggest thing, is the community that this project has created is what makes this project work. And without you guys and without all of the people that are running things behind the scenes, I can't do this. And of course, there's the composers. I make a point to link as much of the social media and media for the composers as I can, and I always make a point to thank them, along with anyone else who helped in that particular video. One of the biggest things that I want to do is show how collaborative this is. It's not just me in a room. It's me working with composers and interacting with my environment. And while in these videos I can't always thank everyone who is involved in every video, use this video and hopefully what I'll be making in the future to mark that I really, really want to credit all of my influences, and I want to share with everyone how amazing these people are. I wouldn't be here without my support system and without all of the people I mentioned, plus more. And that's a huge deal to me. And the collaborative process of this, it's important to credit the other people because they've spent their time and effort and maybe even some money to support you and to inspire you. And that's incredibly important. And while you might not necessarily be able to acknowledge all of your influences all the time because some of them are subconscious, there are a lot, and it's important to acknowledge those. I know that while 365 and 52 weeks are unique ideas, they did not happen in isolation, and I know I was inspired by people. I've mentioned them, and I will continue to mention them. And I also think that if there's someone doing something similar to you that you think was worthwhile for your followers, it's worth linking to. Leanna Keith, who hasn't been doing a lot on YouTube, but was at the beginning of the year, is someone that I think is doing incredible things. And while she's not doing things directly related to what I do, I know that there are influences of my work, and I think that's incredible, and I think what she does is amazing. And I wish I could do more of what she does. And if I do that, I want to be able to credit Leanna because they're her ideas. I just took them and incorporated them in my own. And that's still an awesome thing, and creation in this world is amazing, and you should take the influences that you see, but it should still be something where you're supporting the other people that are doing similar things. We don't exist without the people around us, and what we do can never be a solo thing. No matter what you do in music, you are always working with other people, and giving those people the credit they deserve is incredibly important.